Eagles Nation, I come to you today, and I'm telling you, this is what it is. Stop with all the bullshit. Coming on, all right, this is number one. We're going to do this. This is number one. We're going to do this. If you one of those people that don't like to hear cursing, if you one of those people that don't like to hear real talk, like barbershop talk, like if I'm sitting there in a barbershop talking to my barber and it's a couple guys sitting there waiting to get their haircut talking, you're not comfortable with that kind of talk or bar talk or whatever, this right here is your opportunity, right? Get your ass up on out of here. Click another video that where, someone is speaking like they're in church, okay, or in the masjid or somewhere at some damn talking at Temple or at University of Penn University, because this ain't it. This right here is the Eagles fan who's been following the game of football for years. Response in defense of a quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? And also a message to other Eagle content creators to stop giving fodder to these jokers, stop justifying the route, the way these jokers are going, and stop enabling them to make a bad game by the Philadelphia Eagles something more than what it was. Philadelphia Eagles lost to the San Francisco 49ers. We know what happened. And in that game, Jalen Hurts had a bad game. What is starting to happen again and what is creeping up again are the preconceived notions held by some members of the media. Some of them guys got their own shit. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just that they're just the type of guys that feel like whatever you are in college, that's what you are. I don't know if these jokers are racist, because some of them are, that they have certain elements and ways that they look at quarterbacks. Like if you are a black quarterback, you are an athlete who can run, who can't really throw, and you damn sure ain't smart enough to process what's going on. If you are one of those people that you don't know that that's the history of the game, then you just don't know. Those who know who do know. I watched Randall Cunningham. I saw what Randall Cunningham went through. I saw criticism on the part of niggas or jokers like Howard Eskin, who every single day attacked Randall Cunningham, even though Randall Cunningham was the best damn thing the Eagles had. I saw Cordell Stewart and what he went through. I remember college guys back in the 90s. You remember Charlie Ward, who was a Heisman Trophy winner in college. Didn't make it to the NFL because of the perceived notion that he wouldn't be good enough. So he had to go to the NBA and play point guard. I remember Major Harris, who played for the University of Nebraska, all right, who was a star quarterback in college, but it was perceived ain't smart enough to read defenses, ain't smart enough to do this and do that. Now, you got these jokers who believe, there's a large community of jokers who believe that about Jalen Hurts. And despite the fact that Jalen Hurts has improved as a passer, despite by the numbers last year, his proficiency from the pocket raised dramatically. And it's better than many of these jokers who talk. Many of these so-called former quarterbacks, like this joker right here. I'm not talking about him right here, Michael Robinson. Michael Robinson is just a weak analyst and a weak arguer. He's just weak at going back and forth with these guys. It's this joker, David Carr. Bum-ass David Carr. Number one pick, bum-ass David Carr. The greatest thing he ever did was win Rookie of the Year only because he was not in a good draft class. Bum-ass David Carr played 10 years in the NFL. His best year was throwing 16 touchdown passes. Interception damn machine. Bum-ass joker who couldn't read defenses himself. We know about the famous speech he gave or the famous talk he gave here, commentary on Jalen Hurts. We're going to get into all of that, man. But that was just my opener.
Number one. Number two, where are the quarterback runs? Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah. Brian Johnson, where are the quarterback runs? Literally.
Yeah, well, this is because they believe that Jalen Hurts can't function in an offense without quarterback runs. This is what we're doing. Even though Jalen Hurts last year against the Tennessee Titans and against the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't run at all. Put up over 300 yards passing both games. Multiple touchdowns, 3-4 touchdowns in those games. Didn't run at all. Jalen Hurts against the Minnesota Vikings earlier this year didn't run much. There's many games and many examples where Jalen Hurts didn't run, but was able to throw effectively from the pocket and win games for us. But what's going to follow him is this narrative that the Eagles had to do quarterback runs. But anyway, let's go ahead. But maybe the reason we weren't doing quarterback runs is because he was spied.
Quarterback run game provides 11-on-11 football. It's one-on-one football, and that's your leverage in the passing game for the Philadelphia Eagles. So for them to see him get in the red zone and not call not one designed quarterback read option run or something is concerning, and it makes me wonder if Jalen is injured or something, but they have to play better than that.
The four of us sat around a table earlier today and had that exact same question. Is Jalen Hurts healthy? What is the Eagles' game plan? Obviously knowing they want to get to that.
Why the hell you got to be unhealthy to not scorch the San Francisco 49ers defense? Trevor Lawrence just played against the San Francisco 49ers defense. We would all agree Trevor Lawrence, good quarterback, right? Put up 3 points against the San Francisco 49ers. Was he unhealthy? Is he a bum? Does that make you a bum playing not your best against a great defense? Can you have a bad game in the NFL without people running into all this nonsense? Just last week, he's a leader, vote getter for MVP. Now, all of a sudden, is he healthy or not? Is he even good? This is where we are. See, this is why I'm telling y'all, Eagle content creators, stop going on these channels, man, and giving these people fodder. Stop going in on the team the way you're doing it, man. Just keep all that stuff in-house, man. All that nonsense. These people are, like, not worthy of that, bro. They don't rock with the same type of honor. They don't rock with the same type of integrity that we rock with. And you need to recognize that. Just defend your team, man.
Big game in February, and they want to win it this time.
Well, you nailed it, Kimmy. They want to be Super Bowl champions. They've been to the big dance and come up short. I think the only way that they get there,
Listen to this dumbass joker.
in Rob's point, is Jalen is 100%, and he is that dynamic weapon in the run game because that creates your offense on the outside and your one-on-ones. Clearly, Jalen.
Mind you, just last week, Jalen Hurts did a walk-off running touchdown. He walked off. How the hell is he not healthy if he did a runoff the last week, just last week against the Buffalo Bills? We win the game with a runoff quarterback draw. But anyway.
Isn't comfortable reading through a defense in a drop-back pass scenario. Some would say he's not even good at it. And I think that when you...
All right, so now we're saying that in a drop-back scenario, Jalen Hurts just does not know how to read a defense. I'm sorry, and I don't care if you like this or if you, I swear to God, I don't care if you like this or not. This is rooted. This is deeply rooted in racist white perceptions of the quarterback play. And I'm not even going to say just white. It's black people who have this perception as well. I've talked to many black people who believe, yeah, I want a white quarterback, because the perception is white quarterbacks may not be as athletic physically, but they're smarter, and which allows them to process defenses better, and they're more accurate. Whereas black quarterbacks, okay, very athletic, can throw the ball far, but not accurately, and they're not smart enough to process defenses and read them accurately. These are reality perceptions that people have. I've had too many conversations with people who've just said this, admitted it with not so many words, and this is what this guy's spewing again. You got Jalen Hurts up here, leading vote getter and MVP. Then all of a sudden he has one bad game against a goddamn top 3 defense in the league, a defense that gives practically every quarterback the same type of problems, and this is the bullshit we're dealing with. You tell me what it is if it ain't that.
look at this team, you have to have a serious conversation if you're Philly, and you have to really say, is it better for us to play Marcus Mariota right now and let Jalen get fully healthy? Because I would argue...
All right, this is a little hot take. This right here, this guy, this person right here, I want to actually look at the ratings for this particular show, Total Access, right? Because what I got to keep in mind, I got to remind myself that these guys are entertainers. They're just here to get ratings. That if they aren't like personally like great, like for example, you got two types of guys that succeed here. You got guys with personalities, like a Swagoo, like a Ryan Clark, like a we can say a Stephen A. Smith. You got that type of analyst, a Shannon Sharp, where they have a type of personality, where they have a type of charm that draws people, to watch them. And then you have the guys that are just great analysts, like I would say Dan Orlovsky, like I would say Brian Baldinger, like I would say who's another guy, man, that's really a good analyst, analyze breaks down film. I can't, the names are not coming to me right now, but I think I gave enough examples. You got these two types of guys that people tune in to watch, that people tune in to want to hear what they have to say, and this gets ratings for those networks. This show right here is probably trash NFL access. Like, no one's tuning in to see David Carr. No one's tuning in to see Michael Robinson, and I don't even know who that chick is. All right, so nobody's checking her, obviously. So I get it. Hot takes is what will get attention to you. It will. Go against the grain, make a take that you know is obviously ridiculous. You suggest something that you know ain't going to happen. There's no way in hell the Philadelphia Eagles are going to go with Marcus Mariota. Number one, because Jalen Hurts, his play hasn't warranted it. Losing to the fucking San Francisco 49ers isn't something that gets you benched, especially when you just beat the Buffalo Bills, you just beat the Kansas City Chiefs, you beat the Dallas Cowboys in consecutive games. When you did that, you're not questioned to get benched because you lost to the San Francisco 49ers, you stupid fuck. All right, that's number one. All right? So I get it. This is just a guy hot taking. Don't even get too angry. I'm actually asking myself, you know what? I'm probably overreacting. This guy's clearly hot taking. All right, the Philadelphia Eagles have seen Marcus Mariota. There is no comparison between Marcus Mariota and Jalen Hurts. It's like not even close. All right, in terms of the level of player.
And it does not matter if you're the number one seed, because if the 49ers come into Philly again, they do not care. They do not care.
He said it doesn't matter if you get the number one seed. Number one, you stupid bitch. It does matter because there is no guarantee, number one, that the San Francisco 49ers are going to come to Philly. All right, I don't know what's going to happen. Right, last year, everyone expected Dallas to come to Philly. They didn't make it. Everyone expected the damn Minnesota Vikings to come into Philly. They didn't make it because they lost to the Giants. Eagles don't have any control over what another team is going to do. So they're not going to sit there and say, oh my God, San Francisco 49ers are this big crazy juggernaut. They're going to come here. Number two, even though they lost that game like that, trust me, them guys in that locker room don't feel like San Francisco is just the overwhelmingly better team. I know some of y'all, dick riders, y'all might think that's how they think, but they don't think that. They don't. They just look at it as a bad game. They also understand the fact that they were not as well rested as the San Francisco 49ers. Now, you can sit there and say, well, we don't go with these excuses and all of that, but guess what? Those things are real. Those things are real. And then, no, you always want home field. Another reason you want home field, just the money, the revenue that it brings. So there's no way you're not going to care about that. That's impossible.
Raining in Philly doesn't matter. But irrelevant.
You're the coach. You're Nick Sirianni. You go up to Jalen Hurts. He's like,
I'm
dude,
with you, bro. That's
I
gonna
can
be a
play,
crazy
coach.
Conversation.
I can play. How are you going to tell me after I just got paid? We do all of this stuff. I'm in the MVP runner. We just had a board up there reading his MVP odds.
It's a stupid argument. You should be attacking David Carr for his stupidity. The way you're going about it, you're trying to be smooth and nice and all that kind of stuff. And really, Michael Robinson is the victim of the same thinking that David Carr has. Michael Robinson, for those who don't know, was the quarterback of the Penn State Nittany Lions. The best Penn State Nittany Lions of the last 20 years. I would say the best Nittany Lions team before that one was the one led by Kerry Collins. Michael Robinson actually took over for a quarterback by name of Zach, what the hell is that bum's name? The guy that Joe Paterno put in front of him, Zach Mills. He took over for Zach Mills, who couldn't get it done. Michael Robinson actually got the Penn State Nittany Lions to be the number 2 team in the country, and to actually win not a national championship, but they won the Rose Bowl, or one of them. It was either the Rose Bowl or the Sugar Bowl. All right. Then Michael Robinson, despite that great year he had at Penn State, he was suggested to be a fucking running back in the NFL. He never got a chance to be a quarterback. So he should actually feel some type of way about this, that you got this fucking David Carr sitting over to him, who got all the damn privileges and everything, and ended up being a fucking bum-ass quarterback in the NFL.
And now you're going to telling me to sit.
Big picture, brother. Like, you have to do, like, if you're Nick Sirianni, this is the type of decision and conversation you have to have if you have a big picture mentality. And I think you can have that conversation, honestly, with Jalen. And if you set him down, that's all Jalen talks about, is the end result.
Nigga, you can't have that conversation. You're not going to be able to sell that to Hurts. You're not going to be able to sell that to Kelsey. You're not going to be able to sell that to Fletcher Cox, to Lane Johnson, to anybody on defense, to Slay. You're not going to sell that to anybody. You damn sure ain't going to sell it to Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown, you stupid bastard. right? I think this dude should be out of here because I think deep down beneath him, he's either hot taking or he's a racist bitch. Now, I don't want to think he's racist. I really don't because, you know, I don't think NFL players are generally racist because they play on teams, you know, where they mingle in with different races and all of that. But the things he's spewing are supporting those long-held beliefs that are rooted in that.
So, and getting to the Super Bowl and winning that thing, the best way we can do it, they didn't run the football at all with him. Twice? That's not it, man. That's not the winning edge. Put Marcus in there.
Yeah, well, that's different. You run the ball, but not run with Jalen Hurts, you idiot. The Eagles weren't running the ball with their running backs. Should have ran Swift more, and they need to use Rashard Penny more, and they use Gainwell more. They weren't running the ball, period. But you don't go out there and just run the quarterback. That's not the recipe.
Win a couple games. Yeah. Maybe you have the number one seed.
Especially when you're being spied.
Still, you might have it. I'd say he's probably better playing quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh!
Right now, he would be more productive.
Hey, I ain't say that, Philly. I didn't say that.
He would be more productive at playing quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles team that is 10-2, okay? That lost to a legit team. There's no shame losing to the 49ers, but this is what we got. Hot taking right here. I think he should be fired, personally.
Very healthy. I know what time it is. I didn't say that. He said that. It's
all the way to the Super Bowl. We'll see you in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're right. He's probably
now.
thinking about big picture, but the whole big picture was him playing and not watching Marcus Mariota.
No, later though. Later.
Yeah.
I am not saying a word because I do not want any smoke with Philadelphia Eagles fans.
Really think about it.
However, a
You didn't
team,
listen to me last
I'll
time.
take it.
That was stupid. Now they're going to go into Dak Prescott and how great he's playing, even though he played against bum-ass team at the bum-ass team at the bum-ass team at the bum-ass team because they don't really have they don't do real analysis. They think numbers are just hollow numbers, right? If I'm playing like in boxing or in any sport, if I'm playing against a bunch of bums, if I'm boxing a bunch of bums and I knock all those guys out, right? But I'm winning, but another boxer is winning decisions against great fighters, right? An idiot is going to respect the guy who's knocking out bums because he's just looking at knockouts as opposed to the guy who's looking at quality wins. But people like that I don't even get into arguments with, you know, as I don't think they're sincere. They're week to week. They change up here and there. And that's just how it is, man. But I'm out. I think I said what I had to say, man.